Thanks for tuning in. First Alert Meteorologist Andrew Dockery here. We just got the latest outlook, the first outlook of the season from Colorado State University. 2024 Hurricane Outlook is out. I know many of you already wanting to see this, and we're not going to waste any time. We'll kind of go into the details, but I want to give you the first alert to this being the most aggressive forecast Colorado State has ever released on record. That dates back to 1984 when we're talking about this. So the new numbers for the upcoming hurricane season look like this. 23 named storms, 11 hurricanes, and 5 major hurricanes. And now coming from Colorado State, of course, we talked about Dr. Phil Klotzbach. He releases this every year. Just so you know, the average is 14 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. Remember, major hurricanes are Category 3 or higher. When we were looking at this, and as Dr. Phil Klotzbach is literally giving his presentation right now, one of the big things that he continues to state for this year's outlook is the record warmth in the Atlantic Ocean. Already looking at record water temperatures out there, not to mention an El Nino phase that will be transitioning to La Nina, which usually favors a very active hurricane pattern here. That's going to happen right near the peak, if not a little bit earlier, of hurricane season. So as we turn into August, September, October, we can fully anticipate the season to be a little bit more active. Now, what we don't know and what Dr. Phil Klotzbach will give us throughout his presentation today is the percent of probability for landfall in the Carolinas. There's been some models that have indicated a little bit more higher chance of landfall on the East Coast. We'll know that here, and we'll bring that to you throughout the day, especially on WMBF News at noon. But I want to let you know what we're watching here as we go to that forecast. Colorado State, if you're just now joining us, releasing their 2024 hurricane outlook. Now, you might be thinking, okay, if this is a record-breaking hurricane outlook, when were some of the others that were even remotely close to this? And we have this broken down for you on WMBFnews.com. But in 2022, Dr. Phil Klotzbach and Colorado State predicted 19 named storms, 9 of which would become hurricanes. That's about as close as you're going to get to anything similar to what they're predicting for the upcoming 2024 season. Of course, they've never forecasted 20 or more until the new update that just came out. The hurricanes, once again, never predicted more than 9. So they've never predicted on record for the initial forecast double-digit hurricanes. So that just shows you the magnitude of what this is shaping up to be as we go into this hurricane season. Now, I know many of you are going to ask questions, and we appreciate those questions as always. If you have any on Facebook, if you have any that maybe you're coming up with throughout the day, we're going to basically provide team coverage on this all the way throughout your forecast. We'll kind of dive deeper into the numbers starting on WMBF News at noon. But I want to let you know that these numbers do not indicate exactly where this is going to happen, all right? So, yes, we're going to look at a very active, record-breaking potential hurricane season. Does that mean it's going to be like that for the Carolinas? Well, that's one thing that these numbers don't show. We've had some that call for a below-normal hurricane season, but yet we're still dealt with a hurricane. So just know this is an outlook. Things will change, of course, but once again, if you're just now tuning in, Colorado State releasing, once again, the most aggressive forecast that they ever have on record for the upcoming 2024 hurricane season. Along with that, I want to tell you some things that we do know. As we're 58 days away from hurricane season, here's a look at your hurricane names. Some of the names you'll see as we're tracking these storms across the Atlantic, whether that be along the East Coast, out to sea in the Gulf. Alberto, Chris, Beryl, Debbie, Ernesto. Some of these names might sound familiar. Remember, they're on a rotating schedule. Basically, they'll rotate unless retired by the National Hurricane Center. So I want to let you know, we're keeping you posted on that. Of course, we have Jenna sitting back as well, looking at what Dr. Phil Klotzbach is saying. The big story, obviously, continues to be the hurricane forecast record for what we're looking at with this outlook. So if you're just now joining us, one last look here. Named storms from Colorado State Outlook, 23 named storms on this year's Outlook, 11 hurricanes and 5 major hurricanes. That is well above average for the hurricane season, a very active forecast coming from Colorado State. We're going to keep you posted on this, along with today's forecast and the weekend. You can stay updated with us, as always, by searching that WNBF First Alert Weather app. Scan this QR code. If you already have it downloaded, you've got everything you need there in the palm of your hand. We break this down, and also you can find the full breakdown on WNBFnews.com. For now, enjoy the sunshine and enjoy the calmer weather. 58 days until hurricane season.